this morning I only had 3 Doris Day films left to watch. Now I only have 2. And the reason I decided to leave Tea for Two until quite near the end is because I'd heard some pretty good things about it, and I guess I was quite nervous, worried it wouldn't live up to its expectations. There was absolutely no reason for me to be nervous. This film is a lot of fun. This one was released in 1950. It's directed by David Butler, written by Harry Clork, and it's got a phenomenal cast, particularly Doris Day and Gordon MacRae. Gordon MacRae I'm particularly fond of. And the plot for this lends itself to some wonderful songs, vocal performances from Day, dances. It's splendid. So the description from IMDb is as follows. A socialite with aspirations of a career in show business bets her wealthy uncle $25,000 that she can say no to everything for 2 days straight, hoping winning will help her fulfill her dreams. Basically, her uncle manages her finances and she wants to have a part in this production. But for this production to go ahead, the production needs money. And Doris Day's character, Nanette, says, I'll give you the money. But her uncle, who has reasons for not giving her the money outright, I won't spoil that, he's an absolutely fantastic character. I thought his performance was absolutely brilliant. And the deal is, she has to say no to absolutely every question for 2 days because he thinks that that's basically impossible. And she doesn't get herself into some insane situations. It's not completely ludicrous, but there are times when she seems like she's contradicting herself and people ask her questions outright and, she desperately wants to say yes, but she has to say no. We're just waiting for her to slip up. Will she, won't she? Will she get the money? It's a roller coaster ride. And there's quite a bit of dramatic irony in there, which is something I really enjoy. There's a lot that Nanette isn't aware of, that we are. And I think she's perfectly cast with Doris Day. Absolutely love her. So the narrative, great. Really enjoyed it. Something is not the most unique thing ever, but it's, in terms of kind of films from the 50s, I've never really seen anything along this lines. However, what it does do very well is the musical performance, which, golden era of Hollywood is where musicals grew and thrived, and I just wish that they kind of did a lot more of them now. The main song, of course, here is Tea for Two. It repeats multiple times, more than I would have expected, actually. But I really like it. I think it's really good. Another one that I love is Crazy Rhythm, which has got a crazy rhythm. It's very entertaining. What I particularly love, though, is the dancing. I love watching Doris Day dance. She dances in quite a few of her films, but I don't think she dances enough. I think in this film we really get to see a lot of her talents. She could dance rings around Fred Astaire. Maybe not, I don't know. I'm not an expert in tap, but I know that her performance was absolutely spellbinding and beautiful to watch. And it's crazy to think that, when she was, I think, 14 or 15, she broke her leg. She was told she would probably never dance again. She defied the odds and definitely can, without question, dance. It's such a beautiful performance. We get to see some, dress rehearsals in the run-up to this theatre show. And I like how much of that time takes up, because there are certain films like this. And we get to see the theatre show. We get to see scenes from the theatre show that the characters are producing or whatever, or starring in. And sometimes they'll show us 20 minutes of this theatre show. And that's great, but it doesn't move the narrative of the actual film forward. Whereas this one, I think it's got the balance well. We get to see enough of the play to know what they're going on about, what the songs are like, what the theme and the feeling is, without detracting from the actual narrative of the film. It's nice to know the narrative of the show, but the film's obviously more important. I think it developed very well. I think the characters are all brilliant, and even the supporting characters are fantastic. As I said, her uncle is incredible. I really like Eve Arden as Pauline. I would have liked to have had a slightly more prominent role, but actually she was in it a pretty decent amount, and I really liked that. I can't fault it. I guess The only thing I will say is that it was a little bit slow to get going. We had this amazing dance scene from Doris Day, and then it kind of slowed down a little bit, but then it really quickly picked up the pace again. And, you know, I praise it for that. It did very well. It's about an hour and 40 minutes, and I absolutely love it. I'm pleased I left it till near the end. As I said, I have 2 more Doris Day films to watch, and then I've seen all of them, and I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. But do let me know your favourite Doris Day films. If you like this kind of film, Doris Day films from the 50s or musicals, Tea for Two is one to watch.